What is up, guys? It is Robert of Movies with Me, and welcome to the Rogue One: A Star Wars Story movie review. Now, this movie review was actually supposed to be out like 2 weeks ago, but because of time constraints and I wasn't actually at my house and stuff like that, it's actually today that it's out, which means the next Star Wars review will actually be closer than the usual. Like every 2 weeks, it's gonna actually be like next week. So yeah. Rogue One: A Star Wars Story is an interesting one because it's actually the latest one. It is 2016's Star Wars, and I was hyped as balls for it because it was the next one right after Force Awakens, which I absolutely loved. I was so excited because also it was a different Star Wars. It was not an episode. It was the first anthology Star Wars in a whole line of new ones because now they're going to be making the Obi-Wan. They got the young Han Solo one coming out next year. So they're going to be doing that for until I die, basically. And so all the hype was surrounding Rogue One, and many people actually believe this is better than Force Awakens. I think, at least what I've heard from people, it seems like more people like this than Force Awakens. I'm in the other camp, though. I think Force Awakens is better than Rogue One, and I think Rogue One is still a very, very fun Star Wars movie, but it's not the grandest of all of them. There will be no spoilers in this movie review, just in case you haven't seen Rogue One. And this movie is directed by Gareth Edwards, and it stars Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, Alan Tudyk. I don't know how to say his name, but K2SO, he's Alan Tudyk, Donnie Yen, and a bunch more others. It's a pretty damn big cast, and it's a really good cast, actually. Now, basically, this movie, the real main lead is Jyn Erso. She, in the very beginning, without a opening crawl, this is the first Star Wars movie without an opening crawl, and oh man, I can't wait till December to actually see an opening crawl in theaters again because I need that in my blood. But this does not have an opening crawl. Instead, it goes with a very loud "Run," and it makes you say, this is going to be a different Star Wars movie, because it definitely is. It's a much darker Star Wars movie. It's probably the darkest Star Wars movie we've had. It's a very serious, not a lot of humor, some little tidbits of humor, but mostly just a very heist-filled thriller movie in a way. So we start out with Kid Jyn Erso, and she eventually, you start out with her, but you see her for about 30 seconds actually. So I don't know about start out with her, but you do start out with her and her dad. But then all of a sudden she gets thrown into this one abyss thing and this one shelter, you could say, and then it goes Rogue One, dun, 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 dun. Anyway, and then you just go to adult Jyn Erso immediately like that, with no context except for that she's in jail, and for some reason they don't really talk about Jyn Erso that much in between. That's for sure. There are some rumors that the Empire is making a planet killer, the planet killer, and basically they're gonna make Jyn Erso go and retrieve it alongside a bunch of other people, and some things happen, and we get a Star Wars movie. Again, like I said, a very different Star Wars movie. The reason why it's so different is because of the tone of this movie. Like I said, it's a much darker movie. People die. A lot of people die, actually. Planets get destroyed. Homes get destroyed. And yeah, obviously people die and stuff in regular Star Wars, but it's just a much darker feel. The way it's directed, which I really think it's a pretty damn beautiful movie, it's just very, very dark. A huge reason why a lot of people were hyped for Rogue One was also because Darth Vader was back on the big screen. That's right, he was in this movie, but he's in it for about, I want to say, a minute, maybe 2 minutes, but like that's really it. He's really not in it for much, and that's definitely a complaint for me. He should be in it more. I mean, come on. When's the next time we're gonna get Darth Vader on the big screen? We may never. I'm sure we will. I wouldn't be surprised if they just make a Darth Vader solo film, knowing Disney, because that'll make money. But like, they barely use him. They really barely use him. He has one of the most badass scenes in goddamn movie history. It's amazing, but they barely use it. Except for like that one scene and a couple others, and that's really it. What I like about this movie is actually the tone. I do like that it's dark. I like that it's different and that there is a lot more tension because these characters do get consequences. That's for sure. And it's interesting to see that it's just a bunch of normal people going on to something very big as to get the Death Star plans and retrieve it for the rebellion. The performances, everyone does great. You know, the action is the best action in a Star Wars film, period. There's the whole end, the third act, which is like 40 minutes, probably like 30 minutes. It's all action. And it's a great, great, great sequence. It's so good because it never ends. And it's great. It's fantastic. I love that. Those last 30 minutes of this movie are just 10 out of 10. They're great. However, not that these other things are bad, but what do you also think about when you think about Star Wars films? You think about Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Finn, Rey, Leia, Chewbacca. You know, you think of characters. Rogue One has characters, but they don't have character. They're just there. They're people that do this mission, and you're just supposed to feel bad for them when stuff happens to them. It's like, okay, but they're not really that fleshed out. And that's definitely my biggest flaw with Rogue One, is that as great as everything else surrounding it is, it's still a pretty hollow Star Wars film in terms of characters. The characters are fine. They do what they need to do, and I enjoy them, but the actual character part about them, like the backstory, there's really not much of it. Again, with Jyn Erso, you go from a child too quickly to an adult, and that's it. In this movie, there's not one character that you say, that guy I can relate with, or that person, I understand where they're coming from. You really don't. I guess Jyn Erso a bit with her father and stuff, but like everyone else is just kind of there, you know. There's no real, again, character development for them. Like if I were to say the best Star Wars characters, none of the people in Rogue One will be on my list, to be honest. Like, they're badass. They totally are, but like if I wanted someone to fight alongside, I'd probably pick one of the Rogue One people. But if I just said my favorite characters, no, none of the Rogue One people will be on there. Maybe K2SO. He's a pretty damn funny droid. But like Donnie Yen is just a badass. Yeah, he has some cool action scenes, but like, what about the Kyber crystals? Like, what does that have to do? Okay, cool, but what do you do? What are you? You know, and they don't really explore that in Rogue One because it is all about the event of the Death Star retrieving those plans, and that's fine. But the characters, they definitely lack. Now, that's not to say that brings the movie down by a lot. It doesn't, because it's still a great movie to me. I really have a ton of fun with this movie. Each act is really great, and again, the final finale is like a 10 out of 10. It's so damn fun. It's a lot of fun, this movie. It really is. And you're going to enjoy it. It's a great action movie. It's a very great action movie. And it's, again, the sets are incredible. CG's incredible. Acting's incredible. You know, everyone does, it's top-notch work in Rogue One. It's just the characters are definitely lacking. And that does bring it down by quite a bit. Overall, I'm going to give Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, an 8 out of 10. It is still a great movie. I really do enjoy it. Every time I watch it, I still have a lot of fun because, again, the action scenes are really damn well done. They're really well thought out. Just the characters aren't. And that is a huge thing, which is why I got to knock it by 2 points. And come on, give us more Darth Vader, please, please, please. But yeah, guys, I'm going to be reviewing A New Hope. That's right, we're going back to the original. And we'll see how it lives up in 2017. I know everyone loves it. You know, who doesn't love it? But we're, going to be reviewing that probably next week. I think that's what it is. But yeah, guys, did you see Rogue One? Did you like Rogue One? Did you not like it? What do you guys think about it? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and Disney, I'll help you out with episode 9 if you need a director. See you guys next time. Bye bye.